dog, how you doing?
Hey man.
Hey dude.
Had a little guitar, not eating frosting with my tongue or anything.
Oh yeah, because that would be weird, right?
You know, probably. But yeah. No, I'm just playing some guitar. I was just working whammy techniques.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I thought?
Look, we won our baseball game today.
Oh, that's a good trophy.
Yeah.
Like kind of bills, like a little bit.
Yeah. It says world heavyweight lifting champion.
Uh-huh.
Because I guess, like, the umpire was a heavy... He gave it to me. I won. Okay? Yeah.
As long as that's world now.
So why are you... Oh.
Oh, what?
Nothing. Oh, what, is this like an interview? Is this about my music career?
Sadly now.
Oh. That's okay, because someday someone will
recognize you?
will come.
Okay.
They're not here yet, but I'll be waiting.
So yeah, I've been thinking about things.
Right. What have you been thinking about?
I've been, we talk about
Can
this
I
a lot.
say something?
Sure.
Yeah, so you know how doorbells, when you ring them, it rings to a little box?
Yes.
Yeah, I took our doorbell box and moved it down here, so when the person to interview me comes, I'll know right away.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so what were you saying?
Anyways, I was thinking about when we were talking about history class a lot.
Really?
And you know, we've been talking about the chartist movement.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to talk about it a little
Stuff's
more?
pretty neat.
Yeah, I think we should talk about it more.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about something interesting. I guess that'll suffice.
Alright, so,
Yeah,
what do you think here? What's your favorite part of the chartist movement?
Just the comparisons that you can draw between like then and now. All the protests going on in Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, you know, those things over collective bargaining, things like that. And it's just interesting because, you know, they didn't have collective bargaining back then, and they were fighting to get it. Now they're fighting to keep it.
Yep.
So it's interesting to look at things through the scope of history.
And how things have changed.
And how they've changed, exactly. Because, you know, what the Chartists wanted was rights and influence for the people, and now the people are just trying to fight to keep that. And, you know, the difference is then it was private companies, you know, now the private unions are fine, and it's the public unions.
Which some people don't even agree with off the bat.
It's true. It's very contested.
Yep.
You know, it's one of those things. I mean, it's
opinionated.
It's
what you think is better for the country.
Yeah, I mean, because they definitely have, you know, cost of the taxpayers and everything. They're part of the debt. You know, the big debt crisis going on. You know, state deficits, budgets, things like that. You know, because the economic crisis now due to housing boom and bust.
Yep.
You know, blowing everything up. Oil's going through the roof now.
Again.
Yeah, that's why I ride a bike. / drive a Prius. Well, I don't drive a Prius yet, but I'm gonna.
You will.
It's gonna be blue.
You know when you drive that down the highway, you stick your hand out the window, it turns?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how, like, when you drive on 95 a lot, there's, like, a column of, like, or, like, a convoy, I guess, of, like, you know, like, three or four, you know, like, 18-wheelers, because they travel kind of close together. Can't wait for driving next to that. It's gonna be like a water park or something. It's gonna be like a fun ride, blowing around the highway and everything.
Yeah, but you know,
It'd be more fun in a Smart.
They didn't have Priuses back in the movement, did they?
They didn't. But, you know, I mean, they were still able to get 20,000 people out to that rally.
Yes, they were.
8,000 soldiers were there, but it failed because they were expecting more to come. But now, I mean, they're busing people in from all over the place. They got everyone there.
Yeah. It's not even just in the Midwest anymore.
It's true. It's spreading. It's spreading. And I guess, you know, if the Chartists were to look forward, I think maybe they'd be happy. Because, you know, I mean, after all, Chartism stems from chart.
And other such words that rhyme with chart.
The chart. Heart. Dart.
Heart.
Heart. Heart. You know, heart's a verb now.
Is it really?
Officially in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, but I see what you're saying. You know, Chartist movement, they sent their people's charter, not a charter.
Yeah.
With the six rights they wanted, you know. It's just all really interesting, you know. Really interesting stuff. Coming after the Industrial Revolution too, you know, when the middle class was coming around.
Yep.
You know, but there was still that gap between the rich and the poor.
And then just the bad conditions for the workers.
Yeah, you know, that, I mean, it was really bad. And I mean, it was good that the unions were there then to fight for them.
And the connection to today is people are they're like, you don't need the unions anymore.
Yeah, because now there's like laws and things like
there's
that.
already things that can't be changed that are keep these people protected.
Because I mean the laws, because it's the law, so it's gonna do a better job than a group of people fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things, I guess. You know.
Yes, it is.
Improving conditions, bringing up wages, it's good stuff, you know. I mean, you could definitely make the argument that we wouldn't be where we are today without that, but you could also definitely make the argument that we would be able to be here today without that.
Or better in some people's
I wonder who
opinions.
made this guitar. Could be
Probably some foreign country.
okay. All right, but yeah, they had a lot of children back then too, which I found kind of funny. Children are cute.
Yeah, but
That's what
a few philosophers blame the people for being poor, is they had too many kids.
Yeah, but I mean, like, honestly, like, rich people had kids too.
Yeah, but rich people had an income.
Yeah. But they only had an income because they didn't give it to the poor people.
Socialist opinions.
Hey, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know.
Because see right here, it says, the devil.
You're just a world-class wrestling baseball champion, according to your umpire.
We'll just cross that out.
Sharpies.
I mean, I am good at wrestling now.
I'm sure you are.
That sock, I mean.
Look at those mid-calves.
I meant the socks.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was Edwin Chadwick, you know, said that maybe the poor should have less children.
Yep.
And that would solve it. But I think that's, like, first of all, like maybe a little unfair to the poor people. Excuse me, unfair. But yeah, it definitely wasn't just because they were having children.
Thomas Malthus too. He said there was too many people here.
Yeah, he did. He did say there were a lot of people here. But I think, I don't know, you know, that's where the poor laws were coming from, the poor houses, trying to get people to not be poor.
Yeah.
It's not really the best approach, I think.
It was a step, though. I mean, they tried.
Yeah.
It didn't really work, but
The churches were probably doing a better job if they didn't choke the churches out, being able to do that. I mean, they had to step in.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. One of those things.
Mm-hmm. Just like, you know, you can go on about the Chartist movement forever. It's a big topic.
It's interesting too. Like
I
all
agree.
of history, because it's an example of us learning from the failures of history as opposed to the successes.
Yes, it is.
And since they failed, you know, we know that the history isn't being written by the victor. You know, because there wasn't a victor. Or well, I mean, there was, but they weren't it.
Yep.
So we gotta be a little more objective, because they're not writing their own history the way they would want it, or seeing it as a failure. But I mean, they didn't fail; they inspired.
And eventually the change came. That's what happened.
The reforms did come. You know, the voting reforms were big. You know, and those led to a lot of the other reforms that were really good. All coming from the Industrial Revolution, you know, creation of the middle class.
Yeah.
That gap closing between the rich and the poor. And I mean, there's a gap between the rich and the poor today, even though the middle class is still around. The middle class is probably the biggest majority, because you make it the top 1%, you know, the real rich people, paying the most taxes. Then, you know, you get the middle class, then you get the poor. And I mean, even in America, we have quite a few poor people here, and it's sad, you know, that gap is there, but it's gonna be there, you know.
It's not gonna go away.
But you know, good for the Chartists trying to fight to close that. It's good, you know.
Good for them. They did what they needed to do.
They did. They impacted history in their own way.
All right.
Respectable. Is this recording?
Want to test?
Hello? I think it is. You hear that echo?
Hey, boo boo.
Let me get another picnic basket. You know, like from Yogi, you say, hey, boo.
Yeah, I got the gist of it.
Okay. Yeah, so like that's really it, right? You know, we talked about collective bargaining. You know, the unions, the big connections to today, gap between the rich
Some
and the
philosophers and just
yeah, philosophers.
And
And
we
now,
got, like,
I
a
mean,
whole-
you don't really have like philosophers anymore.
I mean,
you got like the think tankers. You know, you got the people thinking, and you know, you have the different schools of thought. You have the governors. You got Scott Walker out there in Wisconsin, as opposed to the English government. You got that stuff going on. I mean, history never really changes. You know,
Just the people do.
People, we're always the same, so we're always doing the same stuff. Because, you know, history does repeat itself, because it seems like, though we just say that and say that, no one's ever really watching out. See if history's going to repeat itself again. So we should probably start doing that.
Chartist movement.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good. So is that it?
Closing statement.
Football. Oh my god, a cat. Dude, that thing's scary.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wild animal to lose.
Are we scaring him?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you hide.
And it appears aggressive. What do you have to say about this? Chartist movement. Oh, he's not a big fan of the Chartist movement, apparently.
Do you think it was a good idea or a bad idea? What connections can you make between the Chartist movement and today?
He's just not digging it.
Why are you so masochistic?
He just doesn't.
Why are you trying to hurt yourself? Alright, you're a cat. Your life can't be that bad. Calm down. Sorry we talked
Alright.
to you. Have a nice
And I'm the cameraman. What does the cameraman think?
I have nothing to say.
Okay.
He's unbiased.
I'm just saying,
No opinion.
time, you guys are coming up on the 12-minute mark.
Oh.
Just letting you know.
Whoa, what is that?
Oh, you're still. Oh.
Some delicious, nutritious snacking.
History is fun!
We'll pan out. Showman.
Take a seat.
Hello, sir.
Who might you be?
I'd like to file a complaint on one of your workers.
Oh,
I
yes.
hit my knee on the job.
How'd you do that?
It got burned in a boiler, sir.
Really?
It's not funny. It really hurts.
What? How did you allow yourself to get hurt, sir?
Well, it ain't your boiler. It's your fault.
No, but how'd you do it? You must have been not
I
sleep-
fell
You weren't
from
thinking
your
of it.
scaffold.
My scaffold.
In
So
your factory.
we only use the best and most reliable scaffold here.
Then why did I fall off then?
Why weren't you paying attention?
I was then.
There's the floor, and then there's no floor.
And there
You
was
should
a boiler
sit
there.
on
There
the
wasn't no
floor.
floor there. There's the boiler.
So what would you like to? What proposal would you like?
You got
to
the
make?
crutches right there. That's all I need there.
Oh no, these are not for the workers. They are for the management, the special people.
Hello.
Then what you gonna do
Bruce.
for me?
Bruce, you know what we need to do with him.
You get him to carry me
Right
around.
away, boss.
He will
Hey,
he will carry you out.
Easy on the knee. Easy.
Have a good day, co-workers. Showman.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good sir. What seems to be the problem today?
I hurt my knee on the job today. I'm one of your workers. I worked down in the boiler room there.
How did that inconvenient situation come about?
There
then?
was a scaffolding, and I was walking along the upper scaffolding, and then the scaffolding weren't there no more.
Really? Well, we.
And the boiler was there.
That's so
And my
inconvenient.
knee too.
Well, we always want the best for our employees
Yeah,
to keep a happy,
I love it
happy
here.
and
I do.
and content workplace.
I
So,
love it. I love it.
what can we do to make you better, and so you can be back on the job and working for us again?
As soon as possible, sir. Just I need a little bit of money for medical care. We
Sure,
just had
sure.
a new child. Oh, sir.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Do you think I could have those crutches?
I think you can as
Oh.
a gift
Oh, thank you, sir.
from us to
Please. Oh, thank you.
I'll show him out, boss.
you. Feel better soon.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Guest quarters are up the hall.
Boy, I'm the happiest man ever. Thank you, chartists.